Oh, hear it.
Carol, you went silent after saying hello.
At all on.
I'll wait for you to say that. Okay, you can be heard, but very faintly. Like I'm picking up much more than you are,
Yeah.
which
That's weird.
is
Okay. Well, that was actually kind of audio level, but
ah,
oh, I think I know. Okay. Is that any better?
let's see.
Alright, I'm back.
Is that any better?
Yes,
Checking.
I can hear you now. I couldn't hear anyone at all for a little while, and then I realized
Okay. Well,
volume was
we are
okay.
currently figuring out some audio problems on stream. Is what we're dealing with now.
Ah,
Gimmick, can you hear? Is that better? Is that a good volume?
I'm trying to listen.
Okay. Yeah. Right now, I have my mic turned all the way up. That's using the correct
Yeah,
mic.
that does it.
Okay, cool. Okay. We will be starting. Again, players, I will ask you to. I'm going to ask you to introduce yourself. Don't introduce your characters. They will be introduced in the session. Hello, and welcome to Crusade into Avernus. This is the annual hardcore campaign. In these campaigns, or the annual Dreamscape hardcore campaign. In these campaigns, character death is not only possible, but likely. The aim of these games are to be brutally honest and difficult, but also fair. Once a player character dies, the player is kicked from the voice call that we are in, and the only way to rejoin the game is for the party that is still alive to reach a resurrection or a reinforcement point in the story. Which in this particular campaign is going to be a little bit more often for half of the characters. And you'll see what I mean by that once the game gets started. We will be playing a modified version of the Baldur's Gate Crusade into Avernus Wizards of the Coast module. That just fell out of the book. And using the Dreamscape hardcore rule system that ends up using injuries rather than HP to hopefully make it a bit more difficult, and the aim is to make combat go faster, though the rule is still in its infancy. Yes. We now begin the first session of now begin the first session of Crusade to Avernus. Yeah. Gobson, Voltaire, Gobson, Voltaire, and Dakar. The three of you walk into a cathedral. Along with Sir Nikolai Constantine. You enter into this cathedral. The stained glass windows ornately depict scenes of angelic figures performing great acts. The walls are made of black stone with intricate platinum trimming. The pews draped in fine purple cloth. The floor in a ornately and immaculately polished black marble. On the sanctuary of this cathedral stands a colossal black and white marble statue. Black wings made of shards of obsidian bathe the space before it in a deep purple shadow. A feathery mask over the angel's eyes overlook the massive hall, and an outreached scythe gestures to a smaller, yet still massive statue, as if christening it. The smaller of the two kneels before the larger, their purple stained glass wings furled across their back, dots of white light shining through like stars. You are not sure where you are, but you are there nonetheless. As you look around at your companions, we shall have those said companions describe themselves. Voltaire, if you would.
I'm Gimmick, and I'm playing Voltaire. Voltaire Castellanter is a tall man, beige colored skin, a neatly trimmed goatee that looks almost like a pitchfork, and a thin handlebar mustache, long sideburns coming down. He's dressed in varying shades of maroon, gray, and black. His long, velvet-ish overcoat is tied together above his waist. There are several gold markings and chains and things hanging about his chest and by his hips. Uh, it's difficult to tell if they're connected to anything useful. He also has a tall black and maroon top hat and carries with him a walking stick, but more apparently for flair than anything else.
I would like the other characters to roll history checks, Gobson with advantage. And of course, please roll those either in Discord or on Roll20. I, however, will be using physical dice because it sounds better on stream.
Nice. Should I just keep talking while they're rolling?
Alright, so Carl, so altogether that's a solid 16 for me.
Okay, thank you. And what did Bakar get?
He got a 4.
A 4? Okay. Govsund, not only have you had some personal experience with Voltaire, having relatively steered clear from being properly in the Crusades, at least when it connects with the Inquisition. Voltaire Casalanter is the leader of the Inquisition. Placed there, this is what Govsund knows, placed there by Argus himself, who was the saint who started the Inquisition. Or not the Inquisition, the Crusades. Voltaire functionally started the Inquisition. Not only that, but you also know Voltaire, even before being in the Crusades personally, or in the Inquisition personally, was a massive patron financially to the Crusades. Voltaire had sold his family's place in the banking guild, and instead managed to become the leader of the entertainment guild of Waterdeep, funneling much of that finance to the Crusades. That is what you know of Voltaire. Bakar, please describe yourself and introduce yourself as a player.
It's a bronze dragonborn. It's very large, standing most likely be close to Voltaire's height, being 6'8", and has some age, if you can see age on a dragonborn, with very deep yellow to his eyes. He's wearing what appears to be a soldier's attire, as if he would wear anything else, of chainmail with a long sword strapped to his back, along with some other various tools and weaponry.
Yeah, thank you. And Dobson, please introduce yourself as a player and describe Dobson.
Right, hello everyone. I'm Robertson, and I will be playing Govsund, and basically, Govsund is a very tall, intimidating-looking half-elf, and basically everything about him looks like he just came out of a literal tree. He's built like one, and his hair is in long red flowing locks, and he has a magnificent beard as well. And his armor is all tinted green, and it's just basically soldier's attire of what he has on, and along with a shield that he always has on him, and his sword that he carries with him, with a green cloak on him as well, a long dark green cloak. So yeah.
Okay, thank you. So, Voltaire and Dobson, this is one of the few times that you have... Well, this would be the first time that you have really interacted since the burning building incident 9 years ago. You likely would have seen each other before, maybe across a room, maybe even fought alongside each other, but not actually interacted. Per se. If you were ever interacting, it was purely in a professional state. To give a little bit of context. The three of you are also in this room, as I said before, with Sir Nikolai Constantine. At this point, an elderly man, though not out of shape. Very much has kept in shape, is wearing a military uniform that some of you have come to recognize as the Albion Crown's military uniform, and some of you, probably most of you, other than Voltaire, would not know that. Just kind of this foreign military uniform. It is a green and with red accents, top that buttons up almost up the side, kind of has the neck goes over to the shoulder and then it buttons down the side there, with pants that match the same color scheme, having clearly saddle pants with the inside of the pants being that different, more leathery material. He is wearing combat boots, well, actually, no. That's incorrect. He would be wearing, he would be wearing shoes with, not boutonnieres, I can't remember what they're called. Spats. He would be wearing shoes with spats. The shoes and spats are actually pretty thin. But, like, they come up to the spats come up past the knee, which, they would theoretically end up functioning as boots, though with a thinner sole. His long white beard is spun, twisted into rings that have it pulling forward, and as it bends forward, and a mustache that is large and curls out, also with rings on it. His long hair flows out from a somewhat coordinating colors bandana that has paisley patterning over it, though they're very large paisley, almost unnoticeably paisley. Everyone can roll a history check on him. Voltaire, you would be doing it with advantage.
Absolutely, my guy. Let's see. History. Okay. Let's see. 2D. That is a 14 for me.
14.
15.
Okay. And Bakar?
14.
Okay, yes, you would all know that this is Nikolai, the current tactical head of the Crusades. The Crusades doesn't necessarily have a religious head anymore. They still follow after Argus, however, Argus left a while ago, to sail to Mount Celestia and become an angel. Nikolai has been left to maintain the Crusades, militarily, and it's been kind of less single leadership, and more of a council of different high priests. However, the Crusade does still, answer to, the high priest of Lythander himself. Not Lythander who is a priest, but like the high priest who follows Lythander, right? Like the head of the church. They do still answer to him, however, not necessarily directly. Yes. You are all in this cathedral's nave, and this large cathedral, you see the statues on the sanctuary before you, stained windows around you. Some of which, as I said before, you see them depicting these angelic forms, whereas along one wall it's completely filled out, and then at the back there is a large stained glass window behind the statues that has a lot of detail in the middle of it, but not a lot of detail towards the edges. And then along the other side is just the stained glass windows have no detail at all. Like, they are just stained glass, like, mosaic. Like, there's nothing... They aren't depicting anything.
Cool.
What do you do?
Cool. What do we do?
What do we do? We walk into this place.
Gostin turns to Voltaire. What?
What?
Oh.
Well, I didn't say anything.
Oh. No, sorry. I guess I said that out loud. I'm just wondering. Why did we come here?
None of you can remember coming.
B. We came here. It's
Yes,
very
that's very
simple.
clear, old chap.
Yeah, no. Hush. Let me it's very simple. See, first, we were in that hallway. And now, we've walked to this room. And isn't that just the coolest? Hey, Nick,
There was
what?
no hallway.
Alright.
I said
was no-
hall,
so-
as in a large entry room, not hallway.
I didn't mean
listen,
to say
lad.
hallway. I meant to say hall.
There isn't a hallway.
But the hall is referring to the same room, the nave, like, it's referring to the nave of the chapel, or of the, cathedral.
I tap Nikolai on the shoulder. Hi, hey, hi. What? Hey, why are we here? Also, how are we here? What happened? Where are we? Help me.
Well, I don't know about you. I don't think we're truly here.
Oh, great. Have we died and gone to the afterlife?
I'd like to make a religion check.
I'd make another guess, friend. Yeah. Roll a religion check to try to figure this out.
Yeah. Let's see. 23.
Okay, 23. Yes. So as you're looking around, you're like, well, for one, this cathedral is very clearly from the Church of Lythander. It is built in that manner. Very, very Faerun Pantheon, very Church of Lythander.
Yeah.
Secondly, you realize the color scheme, that statue, this is probably a church to Azrael, the Angel of Death. That feathery mask over the angel's eyes is a symbol of camaraderie between Azrael and the Raven Queen, two gods of death. And then you, like, as you're looking around, you do not recognize this temple literally. Like, this temple is not something you've ever heard of. Specifically because it is super big. Even in the capital religious city of the Church of Lythander, it's not, like, there isn't a temple to Azrael this big. And that is the only city you know of that has temples to specific angels. cathedrals to specific angels and not just to this collection of angels.
Interesting. So let's see. Angel of Death. A lot of death motif. It's a big recognizable religion, very obvious pantheon, but it's too big to be in this
Azrael,
place.
where are you?
We are definitely dead. Or we're not, which is also a very likely option.
If I'm
I'd go with the second one. As Nikolai begins to just he walks up to the windows, the stained glass windows, and begins to look at them as he walks along one of the walls. As you guys are just still standing in the entryway as he's just walking up.
But
I'd
Carl
like to-
will follow.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm going to cautiously follow behind.
Okay, yeah. Do you... oh, sorry, Voltaire, are you doing something different?
Nope. I was just gonna say, I got distracted by something and I look at everyone walking, and I just race up and then walk casually like I
Okay.
do the whole time.
So Nikolai is, he has, his hands behind him as he's, casually, but very, properly, holding himself very militaristically, is walking down the left side of this cathedral, looking at each stained glass window in turn as he kind of slows down slightly to look at it before continuing to walk. Are you also looking at the stained glass windows, or are you just following Nikolai?
Absolutely.
It was a multiple choice question. Yes is not an answer.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm looking at the glass.
Okay.
The glass fandom.
Okay. The other two?
Roll for-
Are you guys looking at the
In the
glass?
ceiling, my man.
Acting.
I'm keeping my eyes on the painting of Azrael himself.
It's not a painting, it is a statue. A colossal statue. So that would be, it's 25 foot tall.
Yeah, I'm just kind of cautiously looking it over.
Wait, technically, because of proportions, it would be 30, 35 feet tall.
Big
But
boy.
big boy, yes. As the wings are they are just massive. The wingspan is almost like it is the back wall. Yeah, so I didn't quite hear for Bakar. Is Bakar also looking at the stained glass or watching out for danger?
He is looking at Sir Nikolai while every now and then glancing around, anticipating danger.
Okay. Voltaire, make a religion check with advantage. Either that or a intelligence saving throw with advantage.
Huh. I'm gonna go religion. That modifier's higher. Let's see. Glad it's with advantage. Short and spout. No. 13.
Okay, yeah. So as you are walking and kind of you glance at these stained glass windows, the first one, it's you see this figure with this angelic figure with purple stained glass wings, casting some sort of magic, with a beam of purple light coming out of their hands, and obliterating a figure, an old, shriveled-looking figure that is on a like you see them in a mortar and pestle with a house that looks like it's on top of a stump, like a really large stump in the background.
Huh.
And then it something about it seems familiar to you, but you can't quite place it. With the next window, you see another figure. You see the same angel, but this time they are holding aloft a book with there's two other figures in it. One, this like armored figure in golden armor, and this other is a that the golden armor is holding up a flaming sword. The other one is a very flamboyantly dressed, looks like probably a bard. They have an instrument with them, who is holding up an amulet. And they are all like besetting upon this gaunt-looking pale figure. You then keep walking, and wait. In the background of this one, that's Waterdeep. Oh wait, that's Argus! You recognize that the face of the angel in the windows? Those eyes that are just a starscape. That hair that is like a nebula. That's Argus.
That is really impressive that they managed to get that in stained glass.
I mean, like, it is something that, like, you kind of have seen, like, it's definitely abstract, but, like, after seeing all of these windows, like, you piece together the different looks, right?
Yeah.
And understand that that's what it is.
Okay. Ugh, excuse me. Huh. Huh. Is this just the Hall of Angels in general? Because we got Azrael, but we also got Argus. It's just a hall of halos and
One,
holies and
one thing that you do begin to notice is that all behind Argus in all of the stained glass windows there is like you'll notice something. You'll notice like a beam of purple light coming from behind him, or and then often you'll notice that like somewhere on him you'll notice a scythe that is in some symbol on him.
do I recognize the symbol?
Well, judging by the fact that there's a massive statue holding out a massive scythe in this very room, you can probably connect it to Azrael.
Okay, yeah, I thought so. Hmm. I feel like I should be thinking more things.
Nikolai,
And
like, at this
yeah.
point, your group has reached the front of this wall, and you see, like, the two rooms to the sides, as they, like, taper into these points. Much like many, Lythander... Much like many Lythander cathedrals are built, this one, in fact, also is in the shape of the four-pointed star. At this point, you're like you have gotten pretty close to the sanctuary in which the two statues are situated.
Okay. So we're just right up against a statue now.
Well, not like right up against it, but like you are there, right?
Okay.
Something's not right.
Normally, yeah.
Actually, at this point, you can hear, like, some sort of whispered something. You can make a perception check to try to make it out, but you're hearing this almost rhythmic,
Dirty 20.
Okay. You can tell that it's coming from the sanctuary. And what languages do you know?
Oh, frick. Did I do
Uh-huh.
language? I need to bring up a sheet. I'll be right.
Might be
I
a good
got
idea
a-
in the future to always have your character sheet open.
I got a 17.
17?
I know Abyssal, Celestial, Infernal, and Common.
Okay.
Not necessarily in that order.
You got, sorry, I didn't actually process the number you said.
17.
Okay, yes. You would recognize that this is, in fact, celestial. And that, it's a prayer of power, something about, use thy hand, use me, and also, you hear, like the last phrase, the word that is held elongated is cleansing.
Yeah, Carl, I just checked. I have the same languages as what Josh just said.
Okay. What are
I
they?
didn't even mean to mimic.
What are
It's
they?
the same. It was abyssal, celestial, infernal, common.
Okay. Yeah, so you would also hear the same thing.
Yeah.
You would also, like, get the impression that use your hand, use me is one statement. Like, it's not, hey, can you use your hand and also use me? It is, use your hand, use me. I would like you to make a history or religion check.
All right, history check it.
Sounds like, sounds like Voltaire's first date preferences. 20.
Frick, 11.
Okay.
I'll do history. 24.
Okay, Voltaire, you recognize that one of Argus's titles is the Hand of Azrael.
Okay. That explains the connection. The Hand of Death. Oh. Oh, he's the hand. Oh. Okay. So that's where it connects.
Is he here?
I don't. What? Is he here? No. No. No, of course he's not here. I lean over to Nikolai. Is he here? He's not here. He's not
Oh.
here. Is
Not that I'm aware of.
Well, then we should go forward and see where the bloody singing is coming from.
he? Oh, I assumed it came from the statue somehow.
You guys approach the sanctuary?
Yes.
Yes.
The call follows Sir Nikolai.
Yeah.
Cautiously, I'm looking for danger.
Okay. Are you holding an action?
No, I'm just like looking, kind of like using like passive perception.
Okay. Okay. Yes, so as you approach the sanctuary, and, Dobson, you are the first to lay a footstep afoot on the first step up to the sanctuary. You first hear movement, and then you see glints off of the purple winged statue as it begins to move.
I quickly back off and draw my sword. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Put the sword away. What are you doing? We're in a hall.
Listen, that fricker right there moved.
As it's still moving, as it begins to stand up.
Okay, yeah, lots of things move. Put the sword away. I'm moving right now. You gonna stick me?
No, I'm not gonna stick you. I know what you are. I know who you are. I don't know what that thing is, though.
That's even less reason to stick a sword into something.
May not know me, but you've answered my call. As the statue turns its head, or like it raises its head, and you see hair drifting as if a nebula. It turns around, you see its eyes, voids as if star clusters.
Oh Lord, it's Argus. I put the sword away.
Argus stands to a height of about 13 feet.
Ooh.
As he looks down at the four of you. Good to see you again, Sir Nikolai. Ah, it's good to see you too, Argus. How's it been up there in heaven? Busy. Quite busy. But rewarding. Welcome. My temple.
Thank you for calling upon us. It's obviously a huge honor. It's wonderful to see you again. It's what can we do for you?
You can lead my crusade.
So,
Come. Stand in the sanctuary. He gestures for you to stand in front of him. As you look at him, his body moves as if it's still flesh, but it looks like solid marble. It is this very, very dark, almost black marble with almost wispy, multicolored marbling patterns across it. Nikolai goes and takes a few steps onto the sanctuary before looking back at you guys.
the car will follow.
As do I.
So do I.
Following the leader, the leader, the leader.
As you approach, Argus, you feel this energy. There's a certain amount of fear, even, as you approach, as this, energy seems to almost radiate off of him. Are you loyal to the angels of Lythander? Are you loyal to Azrael, and therefore myself?
I am.
Dear Gobson bends a knee. I am.
I nudge Bekar. Just like, you might want to, like, you know.
He'll look at Voltaire before looking at August and giving a soldier's salute.
Nikolai
All right.
looks up. Well, it's not like things have changed since the last time we were together. As he like does some sort of salute, but it's not one you recognize.
It's like, how do you make your finger shaped like that?
Then you are saints, I will say. I am Argus, Albus, Heldar, Gyro. I am many things. Ravenloft Redeemer, Slayer of Strahd, Babalasaga Bane, Hand of Azrael, and Prophet of Lythander, and Founder, as well as namesake of your crusades. I have called to many, yet your souls are the only to respond. For you have the drive to carry out the cleansing. Long has the word angel brought with it hope and prosperity. The word used as a synonym for goodness and purity. But there is a blot that stains the good word. A blemish that must be cleansed. You will be my saints. You who have done good work in Faerun and beyond. You, with my providence behind you, will lead the cleansing flame into the core of venomous fire. You will clear from existence an angel so vile she rules over devils. Your cities, your people have been beset by fiends for too long, and you will face the one who sent them there. The fallen angel, the archdevil, the ruler of the first layer of the 9 hells of Bator, Zariel, will be brought down by your hand. You, my friends, protégé, those I trust, will lead an invasion of Bator, an incursion of the hells. You, my saints, will lead my crusade into Avernus. That, the last thing you remember. You wake up in your own beds. It has been a while since then. The scholars of the Church of Lythander have gathered together as much information of Bator that they have, and of Zariel that they have. And it is now time to rally the Crusade. So,
Whew.
you can have some conversation before we get into you actually doing the rallying of said group.
In character or out?
In character. Like, you guys would have gathered as you are now the 4 saints of the Crusade. Oh, pardon me. Sorry. There would have been a 5th person in the dream. I just forgot that they should have been there. A elven woman, with, a single scar blemishing her otherwise perfect face. She is clearly High Elven, and is essentially covered in different holy symbols and very, very religiously dressed. Once you had gathered as a council, her name is Selena, by the way. Once you had gathered as a council, she had arrived with Nikolai. You can make a history check to know who she is.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. History check, you said?
13.
Yes.
What's up?
So by the way, you had also, you had awakened with the knowledge that you know how to craft this spell. This spell of granting a chosen one. You innately knew how to use it, and that it was a gift from Argus.
Neat. Hey, do you guys? How's that? You know that spell we got? How does that feel to you? Cause like I got like a sudden, like spurt of like a wet warmth, but like right next to my right elbow, and I don't know why there specifically. Like there's no reason for it. It's just like whatever muscle is in that part of the arm, it's right there. It is deep. You know what I mean?
No.
You, you know, I'm gonna be honest here with you, lad. I really don't. I think you're just unique at this point.
I don't believe
You're just
anybody can know what you mean.
experienced.
It's possible that I loosened the blood clot. That's maybe
It's
also
possible
it.
that you probably should have already known if you had one or not, lad.
At
Well,
your
I know
age,
I had a
Voltaire, you need to see a cleric.
well,
You
no,
need to-
no, I mean,
You need to take care of your health if you're getting blood clots at your age.
no. Listen.
Yeah, probably. I agree with
I
him on
oh,
this one.
it loosened. I said I already had the clot, and sure, it might have been life threatening. However, I'm okay now.
Gods
Or
have helped you, or something like that.
I'm probably fine. It anyway. The point is.
You
So,
saying you're probably fine is like. But actually, no, never mind. I'm not gonna bring that up.
no, go ahead. Let's hear what you got to say, big guy.
Oh dear.
What do you?
It's like it's like that genie guy trying to say that he was fine when he had my knife through his neck. It's the same thing.
Mm,
You're
I
not.
don't. I don't think I was there for that. So I don't know
He's
what you're
talking about the rock shot.
Oh, the rock. Right, I forgot. The genie thing threw me off.
He was wearing a turban.
That's. Yeah, and it's theater of the mind. I can't remember everything.
Yeah. No, I understand. I understand.
But yeah, Voltaire doesn't remember either.
Okay, cool.
Yes, well then, never mind. I
Years
guess
ago.
Well, perhaps we should focus on choosing those willing to be your chosen ones. We'll have a time before we need to head in. I know of someone, and I'll follow up the leads on how to get into Avernus. But while I'm doing so, I'll need you to rally the Crusade and find your own chosen ones. Do you have anything else you want to discuss?
find these chosen ones. Is that gonna be like a magical intuition kind of thing, or are we literally just like holding interviews?
You, as I said, you do innately know how the spell works. And you can cast it on any willing creature.
Well, forget the other character I made. My chosen one's gonna be a dog. No, I'm kidding. Or am I? Dun dun dun. No, I'm kidding. Or am I? Dun dun dun. No. Great. Okay. Let's see. Is there any? I mean, is there like a should we like craft a script or something, or like you have been selected to join the Crusade? Are we doing like
I already know what to do on this one. I already have someone in mind, actually. Carl, can I do that?
Yes?
Awesome. Cool. We're gonna go with that line of dialogue then.
It's multiple choice. You have like the dialogue box has opened up in the RPG and you're choosing which line of dialogue.
a little pop-up comes up? Voltaire won't remember that.
Yeah. But Voltaire has his own where it's like, do I have high enough animal handling to make dog chosen one?
Can I
Probably
find
shouldn't send a
Eric
dog
Hoffman?
to hell, actually.
Don Nikolai,
Yes.
when do we depart?
We must depart when we're ready, but the longer it takes, the more the devils can make us suffer here.
Well,
Very
I'm
well.
ready to go.
I shall go find one.
We do not have an army yet. You need to raise it. Unless you want to go crusading alone with just the 10 of us, including our chosen ones.
No, we need an army.
Yes, we're gonna need an army.
So how
That much
do we
more.
how do we do that?
You go to churches, you go to cathedrals, you go to arenas, and you give speeches.
Arenas, that's mine.
You get people to sign up.
Churches. I'll go to churches and charities. Well, not charities, sorry.
You're gonna go to all of them. Someone's gonna go to all of them.
Oh,
It's choosing the cities. That's what's gonna be the real question. Around here, nearby. Cities that might be willing, cities that have been suffering, is Waterdeep, of course. The Crusades were birthed. They'd probably be willing enough.
Oh, of course.
But
Of course we are.
Baldur's Gate would probably also be willing, though might be slightly harder.
Why?
It's something they live with, after all. And,
Oh.
fortunately, not even the Inquisition has really been able to dig up roots. The Dread 3 are back in force as well.
They're back. How?
Well,
How? I burned my leg for that.
must have been less of the head of the snake than you thought it was.
Ah. Got it.
The towns around here will also be able to convince people from, though probably fewer people. And, of course, you could also send extra people abroad. And there is Elturel, of course.
Do I
They'd be the third most willing. Yes, sure. You can make a history check to know about Elturel.
Yeah. I'm gonna do that just because it's a cool sounding name that I don't think I've ever heard of before. Ooh. 11.
Okay. You do know that Elturel is, it's on the same river as Baldur's Gate, except it's inland. That's what you know.
Well,
Interesting.
I mean, is there anything stopping us from going to multiple cities and rallying troops that way?
Time.
Right.
And as I said, you have all the time you want to have. Except, it also gives the fiends as much time to terrorize us.
Yeah. Oh, is there do any of us have like a spell or maybe a machine that would like be able to project our image into multiple cities at once? Or like get the message there faster? Am I making stuff up? I feel like you're looking at me like I'm making stuff up and I sound like a crazy person.
You know, here I think only you would have the ability to have something like that in terms of a machine
I um
or magic.
I am no spellcaster.
Neither
Nor
am
am
I.
I.
Least not that. Then.
sorry, did I just hear that I'm the only one that can do magic?
Well. Utility wise.
Oh, okay. I see.
I can make you.
If
feel
really-
yours.
If really need be, I can stitch someone together and revive them.
I
But
can
I'm
make
not
something
able to
not
send
breathe
myself
pretty
places.
I
This-
believe you and I will.
quickly.
These cities wouldn't happen to be like, let's just pull a random number, 10 minutes apart?
It will be a short ride of a few days.
Oh, never mind. Okay, expedient retreat. Not, or expeditious retreat. Not what we need. Okay. Well, let's think less about numbers for the moment and more of what everything has to offer. Waterdeep has a large population. It's very varied. Uh, lots of opportunity for different types of people with different backgrounds and specializations that come with that. So Waterdeep definitely we have to hit first, I think. Um, I'm struggling to remember the names of the other cities.
Boulder's Gate and El Terrell.
Oh, just those two? Okay.
Those are the other two cities that would be real possible to try to raise troops from. You can also raise troops from the towns along the Sword Coast, or you could try to raise troops abroad, which you will probably get more. Like, you'd probably get, like, more troops from there, but you might not be able to, like, that's gonna take more time.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Are there places where, because ranking as a soldier, will be able to get them anything?
Not really, because you're mostly trying to raise troops in the Crusades, like from Crusaders and stuff, less from the actual military. Because trying to convince, like, the Lord's military to go into hell would be much more difficult than convince a bunch of religious zealots to go into hell.
Yeah, maybe. Hmm.
Right, yes. Well, I can go to by the way, Carl, I'm spitballing here. I can go to Baldur's Gate because that's where my chosen one's at. I can raise troops there.
I guess I could visit the neighboring smaller villages and towns, perhaps the individuals who want to see hell end for them.
I'm definitely hitting Waterdeep at least first, just because I've already got the Entertainment Guild and connections that way. I know where to go, I know where to find people, and I'm sure that I can convince people to see things in the way of join.
Okay. So then, everybody, what is the method you are using to convince people to join? Like, what things are you appealing to?
There's a lot of talk of like uh there's a lot of like relating to the struggles and trials that Waterdeep has already been through with the hellish type, because there have been several instances of like villains and monsters coming in either like up from the ground or through a portal. There's always somebody trying to do some big evil thing, and it's a lot of like, aren't you tired of that? Don't you want to do something
Okay.
about it? Don't you want to keep
Yeah,
the world
make
safer?
make a persuasion or intimidation check with either your honor or charisma.
Okay. Persuasion or intimidation? That's interesting.
I mean, like, clearly, you're not intimidating them. Like, you are not, how to say that? You are not, like, being the one trying to scare them of yourself, right? You are like, hey, remember the fact that devils keep attacking you? And
Yeah.
that scares them.
Gotcha. Okay. Let's see. Where did I put my honor? So when you said with honor, does that mean adding the modifier to what I would already be rolling?
Yes, you can either roll it with charisma or honor. So,
Okay.
in that way, you're not going to be able to, like, click on your skill and just roll it. Like, that way through Roll20, you're going to have to roll the actual dice. But you can choose to either use your honor modifier or charisma modifier.
I'm gonna do charisma, just because 7 is better than 2.
Okay.
Let's see.
You have plus 7 charisma? You have how do you have 24 charisma?
My charisma is 18, and that's a +4, and then I have a proficiency bonus of 3.
Oh. Oh, so you don't have... Wait. Your honor isn't -1, so how would that only be +2? You should also be adding your proficiency bonus to the honor skill check if you're proficient.
Oh. Whoops. Let me fix that later then. So honor would be +5 then. Okay, I'll fix that.
You're not adding it to your honor modifier, because so you know how you can make a skill check based off of any ability score. A skill is not permanently tied to one ability. So, if you are proficient in that skill and make an honor persuasion check, if you're proficient in persuasion, you will add your honor score and then add your proficiency bonus, because you are proficient in the skill being used.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Mostly.
Okay.
So I'm gonna roll a d20.
Yep. Make that check.
So that's an 8. Let's see. Intimidation is proficiency +3, and my honor score is a 14. So that means that I
13.
need help again.
Got 13.
I got 13.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you're using your honor score, which I'm not entirely certain why you're using your honor score. If your
You know-
charisma score is still better.
You know, then I'm gonna be using my charisma score instead. So that's
Okay. Yeah, 15. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Yes. So. Yes. That is. Yes. Okay. So. What just happened there? Okay. Isn't it? Okay, that's weird. For some reason my webcam isn't working. That's fine. Okay. So if you look at roll 20,
Yes.
you will. That's started because that's not. There we go. So you got. Okay. There, the number cards are your troop cards. So one number one equals 25 men that are challenge rating 1, which would mean 50 men that are challenge rating half. Okay?
Your Roll20 screen is stuck on the king being played. The number cards are not on the
It.
screen.
Why does it do that? Okay, we're probably gonna switch to. Okay, that's fine. Okay, yeah, I've had some problem with Roll20 in the past. We're probably gonna switch D&D Beyond because Roll20 just decides to do this.
Darn.
Now
it's back. Now it's there.
Okay. Okay, maybe it's just being slow. Okay, so yeah, so it equals one number equals 25 men that are challenge rating 1. Okay? Does that make sense?
One number equals 25 men of challenge rating.
Yes. Or like 50 men of challenge rating half, 12 men of challenge rating 2. That make sense? Like, the numbers don't actually represent a literal amount of men, but rather your fighting strength.
Yeah, I got you.
Make sense? Cool.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, yes. So, you have made one check in Waterdeep. Okay, and then, Dobson, make your check for Baldur's Gate.
Or on there.
Charisma or honor. Charisma or
Okay,
honor. I mean, technically you do, like... I mean, tell me what you are appealing to with your argument. Like, what is the core to your rallying cry?
Oh shoot. Yeah, I was gonna go with Gobson was gonna go with like glory, you know, like honor.
Okay, yeah.
Upholding the
Okay.
tradition. The
Yeah,
will
make
of your ancestors.
an honor persuasion check.
Awesome.
Or honor history check.
That'll do much better.
Okay. And remember that you are not adding intelligence at all to your history, it's just proficiency bonus. You're adding your honor modifier.
Cool. 22.
Okay. Okay.
So, sweet.
Did
So,
you
yeah,
how did you get that?
I added what you told me to add.
What is your honor score?
10. I rolled an 18.
No, so you rolled a 4 on your proficiency die?
My proficiency is a 4.
4?
Wow,
I think that's high.
that's impressive.
What level are you?
For the level we're at, I believe that's what it is.
Is that correct? No, that is correct. You're
Oh, wait,
correct.
Yeah, we're all 11.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
Yeah, we're all 11.
Yeah. I don't run a massive amount of high-level campaigns, so I'm a
Yeah,
little bit less familiar with the
So,
rules
yeah,
up here.
I
Okay, yeah.
got lucky and rolled that. Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yes. You do convince some people in Boulder Gate to join you. Body face cards. Okay, I mean, significantly fewer than are coming from Waterdeep, but you got some. Okay. Then, Bakar, what are you appealing to in the towns?
The car is appealing to the being afraid of the demons and seeking a more peaceful future for future generations.
Okay. Yes, make a charisma intimidation check.
Okay? That's a natural 20.
Okay, sweet. Yes, so you, like, these towns are terrified of demons attacking them.
Well, I think everyone ought to be a little bit. But you went to like Howard Central.
Wow, and you're getting high cards.
Oh, am I?
Yes, you got 2 10s.
Hey.
Everything's coming up Picard.
And a 2. You got 3 cards instead of just 2 cards, is what the nat 20 got for you.
Wonderful.
Okay. Yes, so as, you all are spending different time at different places. Voltaire still at Waterdeep, Godson still at Baldur's Gate, and Bakar going from town to town. It is late at night at this point. And as then you are all on different places, on balconies, inside, wherever you are, red light washes over you. Whether you're inside and it's streaming through a window or on a balcony and looking out, you quickly rush to see what is going on. And you see in the distance, you see a beam of a pillar of orange and red fire lashing up. Massive chains flick into the sky and then pull down. And then everything stops. You can roll an intelligence, history, or survival check to know what's in that direction.
Alright then.
You said an intelligence survival?
Yes,
That's typically a wisdom roll, but okay.
it is typically, but as I said before, skills are not tied to abilities.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Which, by the way, is something from the Dungeon Master's Guide.
Ooh.
And is nothing new to D&D. That's been around, I believe, since first edition.
Interesting. Bakar got a 14.
Okay.
12.
That would be a 12.
Okay. That. So from Waterdeep, that's towards the direction of Baldur's Gate or Elturel. I mean, Dobson, you know it isn't Baldur's Gate. It is inland. It's down the river. Towards the direction of Elturel. And that's pretty much what all of you end up coming to. Is that looks like it's in the direction of Elturel.
Frick.
Now, this was, like, extremely in the distance. Like, you kind of... Some of you probably wouldn't have even been able to notice the chains. Specifically, Voltaire probably wouldn't have noticed the chains, being all the way in Waterdeep. Whereas the other two, you would barely kind of have seen them.
That cannot be good.
And the next day, messages arrive to each of you. Elturel is gone. There is nothing but a crater where it once was. The fire and the chains. Priests with me. Yes. Or estimate that it was fiendish. This disappearance is from the devils. Sir Nikolai Constant. You can no longer attempt to recruit people from Elturel.
We must recruit more.
Baldur's Gate it is, then.
Bakar will use.
By the way, you can continue trying to recruit in the same place, it's just that the more you do so, the harder and harder it will get to do.
Alright, yeah, well, I'm gonna try again then. Same roll, same.
Bakar will actually use the destruction of Altrel in his next
12.
Yeah.
recruitment.
Yes, okay. Then go ahead and make that check with advantage. Again, a charisma intimidation.
14.
14. Okay. Get another card from rounds.
I don't know if you heard what I said, Carl, but I said 12.
Okay. I didn't ask you to make a check, but I mean,
sorry.
thanks for the enthusiasm. You can make a check now.
You
Okay.
get 12 butterfly kisses.
Make the same check that you made last time, unless you are changing how you appeal.
Sorry, I accidentally put in 2. Let me redo. I actually put in a 2d20, I didn't mean to, my bad.
That's fine.
Alright, never mind. Dang, that did not work out at all. That's a yeah, that does, yeah, that's not gonna give me anything.
What is it?
Now. It's a 5.
Okay. Yeah, so, so while you are in, while you're in Baldur's Gate, and while you are, attempting to convince people to join your side, you, after the word of the destruction of Elturel got out, it's becoming harder and harder to convince people to join you, as they don't want to provoke devils. They fear the concept of attacking against the devils if they can so easily rip a city away. That's not the only thing that happens when you're there. One day, while you're giving speeches and while you are walking from a speech that you gave, as there are, like, crusaders keeping the crowd generally at bay, there are some jeers towards you in a, stop provoking the devils! You'll bring Elturel's fate upon Baldur's Gate! One man manages to push through the lines, and he, reaches his hand forward before, as then materializing in front of you is a red flying figure. Give me a moment.
Okay.
You do not get to react. I'm looking at. Okay. Yeah, as it kind of as it looks at you, you see these kind of fiery amber eyes, and then a scorpion tail whips towards you. As then you kind of dodge, and it hits against your armor at first before you grab it out of the air, and you realize that it's an imp. As then you quickly draw your weapon, and as the tail again is whipping towards you, you stab through the imp, and it bursts into fire. Congratulations. You just survived an assassination attempt. The man who had sent the imp after you, also immediately gets cut down by the Crusaders around you.
Gobson kind of is looking around now, just cautiously, and just kind of mutters to himself very, very quietly. Well then, fine. To hell with this city. See if I actually care. And then he just walks off.
Okay. Voltaire, where are you trying to raise troops from?
I want to try Baldur's Gate.
It has become extremely hostile. Do you still want to try Baldur's Gate?
Okay, hostile in the sense of if I show up, they'll shoot me with arrows.
If you would have heard that, like, people on the street are actively, like, they shout at Crusaders when they see them. They're like, "Get out of here! You're gonna bring the devils upon us!"
Gotcha. Waterdeep's a nice city.
Okay.
I think I'll go there. I'll stick around and keep doing what I'm doing.
Okay. Then, roll the same check you did last time.
Absolutely. Let's see. D20 plus... what am I doing? 7. Okay. Wow. 12. I'm using Roll20 now. This Discord's hurting me.
Okay, you did still succeed.
Woohoo!
And got a 5 card. Enter this. Go. Okay. Yes, so, Gobson, do you tell the others of the assassination attempt?
Passing by Voltaire, I tell him quickly as I go on my way to find Svetlana.
Okay, Voltaire is not in Baldur's Gate. Like,
Wait,
are you...
what?
He's in Waterdeep.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
I
in
said
Waterdeep.
Like, he has heard word that Baldur's Gate has become hostile to Crusaders.
Okay, I guess I may have just missed that part of him not being involved. Alright, never mind. Well,
Technically, he shouldn't have known that. He should have gone there and should have had a higher chance of getting assassinated, but I told him early on accident.
yeah. Well, okay. Right, so... No, Govson is just, like, basically, staying in the shadows now, staying hidden, and he has his cloak on him all the time now, and he's kind of, like, made it more harder to tell if it's him or not, because he's tried to, like...
Even when he's giving speeches?
No, I'm frick no, he's not gonna try anymore. I think he's just gonna gun for Svetlana. He's not gonna try and get assassinated.
Okay, yeah. By the way, you do not have to spend any time getting your chosen one. You just get them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's not something you have to actually do before the time runs out, right?
Ah.
So, but have you sent word about the assassination attempt?
Huh. Wait, well, there's no way it's gonna get there quickly.
Basically, the question is, like, if you sent it immediately after the assassination attempt, because that's going to determine whether or not the others know it right now.
Yeah, well, I mean...
Because this is, like, over the span of months.
Okay.
That this is happening.
I guess he would send it, like, maybe, like, a day after.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So, you two would know that Gobson has had an attempt on his life. And did you put in the letter that you are no longer campaigning?
I'm no longer recruiting at Baldur's Gate. I'm moving on to, like, other towns and
Okay.
villages like Bakar.
Okay. Okay, then. So... yeah. So then, Gobson, make your check again for the towns this time.
Alright, cool. And this time around, it'll be a little bit more, like, on the intimidation side. Still somewhat on the glory side, but still somewhat also on the
Okay, then,
intimidation
yeah, then
side
honor
of,
intimidation.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I mean, that's not bad.
What did you get?
So, 16.
Okay, that is a success. Okay. And then Bakar, what are you doing?
I
Bakar?
think he'll push
Okay.
any more members of the towns that he's gone to at this point.
Okay. So where are you going?
Um, he will probably go and return to where we all convened before we went our different ways to.
Okay. Yes. So, um, I mean, I'm actually probably gonna say that that was like a mobile tent. Like, you don't have like a staging area yet, necessarily. Like, the Crusaders are ready for the call, and when you send out the call, they will come to you. So, are you no longer like? Were you saying you were gonna go there to like try to convince people to join the cause, or
More like start setting up the staging area.
okay? So you're not going to be campaigning anymore.
No.
Okay. And Voltaire, what are you doing?
I don't really know of what I can do differently than what I have been doing.
Well, then you can continue doing what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing.
Okay, make that check.
Yeah. Almost almost didn't catch myself, but I did. And it's gonna be in roll 20 because Discord hurts and hates. 15.
Okay, that is another success.
Yes.
The birthplace of the Crusades is still willing to give Crusaders, although a very little amount, as you got an ace, which in this case is a 1. We will take a 5-minute break and then come back. Hang in there. We'll be back soon.
hold on. I'm not hearing your audio come up on stream. Correct.
Okay, that's interesting. I'm not entirely certain how or when my mic muted. Webcam
There we go, much better.
spazzing out again. Okay. Hello and welcome back to the first session of Crusade into Avernus. We are still recruiting. We have 2 people still recruiting. So, Voltaire, what are you doing?
I suppose I'm still recruiting in Waterdeep.
Okay, roll again.
There you go. Not count myself. Slash roll. 1 D20. 23.
Okay.
Dude, these guys are all about war. They are crazy for crusading.
Yeah, my kind of people.
They are pumped.
Okay, yeah, you got a 7 card. And Dobson, are you continuing with the towns and villages?
Yep, we're gonna try that.
Okay, roll again.
We're gonna try that again. All right. Cool. Frick. Well.
What is it?
10.
Okay. Yeah, kind of like as you're going from town to town,
Oh, I swear.
again, they're becoming more hostile.
Exactly.
And, I mean, similar things to what was happening in Baldur's Gate, as it's like more and more of them are like fearful that like you're bringing the wrath of the devils. And like some of the villages kind of like just give you the cold shoulder, while others are shouting and jeering. And
At one point, you just get a
And-
full shoe right in the mouth.
for the wait,
It doesn't even look like it fits. It looks like a decorative shoe.
okay, and for the second time, you narrowly escape an imp almost sticking you with its stinger before it is destroyed by a quick slash from the sword. Again, bursts into flame. You eventually realize that the vast majority of the towns and villages have become hostile to the idea of helping the Crusades. Do you two continue campaigning?
Let's see how. I'm trying to remember how many we. Okay, I can't say how many we have because of that's dependent on like the power level that we want.
Yeah, so your fighting force is 20. I'll actually organize these into like tens if I can. That makes more sense.
My favorite part about these streams is just how haunted your webcam is.
Yeah, I need to get a new webcam.
No, that's the charm.
Maybe if this campaign was a bit more of a
Spooky.
horror,
Yeah.
but
Okay. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 61.
If you do get a new webcam, I will take this.
71. 76.
76.
Yes.
Okay. Now I'm unfamiliar with real world military statistics. Is 76 a lot?
Well, I mean, it's 76 times at probably about 25. Or like, okay, so 76 times 50, right? Like, if you're going with just, like, a little bit better than normal trained men, is 3,800 men.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
Whereas, if you are just doing, okay, so, what is, 25 divided by 8, okay, so 8 times 76, which is what if you're doing with, like, just crusading knights, that is 608. So even if it's just crusading knights, that's still a lot of knights.
Okay.
I'm back.
So, do you want to continue campaigning?
Well, if it's already a lot, I don't know if I need to get more. I think Godsfin's doing okay. Well, hang on. Let's see. Godsfin's like really struggling right now, so it would make more sense, I guess, if he stopped and I kept going, because there's practically more people in Waterdeep. Yeah. Okay. One last time, I'm gonna do a recruit thing.
Okay, roll a check.
Got it. You got it, Buckaroo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7.
Yeah, this is not working. I still can't understand.
14.
Okay. I'll deal with what you're dealing with, Robinson, soon. I'll try to help you with that. But first, yeah, as like at this point, you have a lot of the vast majority of people who are able to crusade, who are in Waterdeep, are already with you. You have a bunch of adventurers, a bunch of crusaders. As you're continuing to try to recruit people, as you are like in the South Ward, and you are recruiting different people. A group of you have just recruited a group of tiefling. As one of them comes up to you, and then ends up like opening their cape, and then an imp materializes as it is striking.
Oh.
Filter. Okay. As
Got it.
the scorpion's tail off the back of this flying humanoid sticks into your neck, as then the imp begins to its wings begin to like arch back, and its back begins to bow as it begins to writhe, as from the tips of its wings, the tips of its feet, and its head begins to catch fire. And you see those bright amber eyes, those with a deep red glow inside of them. By the way, Gobsend is also how yours looked, with this deep red glow coming out of their amber eyes, as it begins to burn. Voltaire, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Carl, my audio's back to normal now, but I couldn't hear what you said earlier. Did you say I got attacked again?
No, you didn't. You have not gotten attacked, but the towns did become hostile.
Okay, so I just left. Alright, yeah, I just agreed to probably leave at that point and go.
Yeah.
Try to find...
No, you did get attacked at the towns, yes. You did get attacked at the towns, but it didn't actually hit you.
Alright. Because I know you mentioned the imp again hitting me with its tail, but I...
Yeah. Voltaire? Constitution
That's
save?
20 plus 1.
Okay.
Dang!
You're taking half damage from that, so that's... Okay.
Could have just said no.
A...
You really could have just said no.
Don't speak yet.
Oh, not speaking at all.
This is already halving the damage you saved this, you made the save against. Okay, so this is, 15 damage. As this imp, like, burns, and as it's burning, like, the fire seems to be sucking in through the tail, and then, like, going through the barb into you. As this imp is essentially suiciding on you, and doing more damage because of it. So, I believe 15 is double your injury threshold.
Oh. Wait.
My injuries.
No, yeah.
Robertson, you're, like, really robot-y right now.
We can deal with that later. Let's deal with this now. Voltaire.
Injury threshold. I'm trying to find it. I know I wrote it down somewhere. Could you...
My suggestion is writing it down with your HP. Make it easy to reference.
Yes.
It is, if you need the algorithm, it is your max HP divided by 8. I have 7 written down.
Gotcha. Yeah, 7. That's correct. So,
okay.
Yeah, double.
Okay, yes. Then... I forgot to roll the injury with the thing. Okay. Yes, Okay, yes. So, that is... You receive 3 gruesome injuries from that.
Oh, yikes. Okay.
And... So, as... That's the last one, and... Okay. Okay. As you have realized that Waterdeep is also... By the way, when something becomes hostile, the entire town isn't jeering at you guys, but it's a sizable portion, right? Like, a vocal minority is kind of rising up and making it difficult for Crusaders. That's what that means.
Gotcha.
So, all of the neighboring towns, Bouldergate and Waterdeep, all have hostile elements. Are you stopping the campaigning? If you each time you campaign is if you campaign again and stay in if you're staying in if you're staying in if you're not like getting ready to go, if you're not going, each time a roll happens, that's a 10-day, which gives you an extended rest. If you're not campaigning.
Yeah, I'm done campaigning. That was the first sign of danger, so I have to hightail it out.
Yes, I agree. Gobson's going to hightail it out as well.
Okay. Okay. Yes, so Nikolai a while ago had sent a letter with the location of the staging area for the Crusades. As troops, as you guys send out messages, the crusading troops begin to close in on that area. A look thing. Okay. Okay. As you fly, by the way, how you would have ended up, getting transport is, either you had your own transport of some kind, or you could have been riding on griffins on loan from Waterdeep. As you all arrive towards the encampment of the large encampment of this crusade, that is on the edge of where El Terrell once stood. Where it once stood, there is now this massive crater. And with this massive crater that has some pools of water that have now formed since it has been months since El Terrell's disappearance. Looking at this crater now, this kind of magic really could make the entirety of Baldur's Gate disappear. Waterdeep as well. If whatever they did to El Terrell happens to the other cities, that would be devastating. They'd be able to just remove the entire city. In the camp, at the edge of the crater, is the command tent. At which Sir Nikolai and Celia are waiting. Yeah. You all arrive at about the same time, through probably different means of transportation. As you arrive here. If you wish to describe how you arrive, feel free.
Aether carriage.
Oh.
Arrives on horseback.
At this point, you arrive to the location. And Sir Nikolai, you see him, like, he is now wearing full, like, golden plate armor. and that is like inscribed with different things, as well as like wearing. He has a cape that is flowing off of his armor, which is embroidered with the symbol of both the Fairfax Paladins, or the Fairfax Knight chapter of Knights, and it is also it is red with a golden cross behind that symbol. With him stands a group of soldiers. A group of soldiers that that Sean, Svetlana, and Voltaire recognize. It's the Jammy Squad. A member of the Gallant Company Q that had been working with the Inquisition in the past. As Nikolai, as well as being the tactical leader of the Crusades, is also the founders, one of the founders of the Gallant Companies and a current commander of one of the Lord's Gallant Companies, specifically Gallant Company Q. You see the officer of that group, who at this point is referred to as Jammy. That being said, yes, Sean and Svetlana are here, as well as Fidchel, all riding with their saints to this location. As each of you disembark, please describe your chosen one. Starting with Fidchel.
Okay. So, Fitchell is, you first see him, immediately you can tell he is a satyr. He is, about maybe, 5 feet tall. He's got these solid horns connected to his head. It looks like at the base of his skull. He's got long legs ending in sturdy hooves. There's thick fur covering the body from the waist down, but he is wearing pants. They're, well, it looks like he just found some leather armor with spikes on it and put that on, and it's just saying that those are his normal clothes. It should be noted also that his ears end in sort of forked out like a snake's tongue. Around his head there seems to be something that something like a crown, but it looks like it's like gently pulsating, like it's alive, and it's a little bit gross to look at. Also, the Fitchell as a person is kind of gross to look at. He trying to find the reference photo that I had for him. He's got long ears and very yellowy skin, a big pink nose. But he swaggers in like he just like he just had a real good party that he arrived to. And in Discord, there's a painting that I am basing his design off of.
Oh. And Sean, please, yourself.
From what you would see, he looks very much like a run-of-the-mill hunter that you would find at really any woodland town or village. Standing next to Bakar, who looks to be about a foot shorter, give or take a couple inches. Um, he is is a bit more slender in comparison to Bakar. He's wearing what looks to be very common clothing and seems to have some leather padding or armor, you could say, on him with a longbow um, wrapped on his back, as well as a quiver with some arrows. He has brown hair, um, lighter skin, and blue eyes.
Thank you. And Svetlana, describe yourself.
Right. So, Svetlana, you could tell,
Well, at least we can.
Hello? Robinson?
wait a sec. Hello?
Hello?
There you are.
Oh. I guess my mic wasn't working.
Okay.
Right. So, as Svetlana emerges out of Govson's green cloak from under his side, you could tell she's about close to a foot shorter than he is, probably about 8 inches shorter, and so regular looking human. You could tell her face, she used to be very pretty, but now has a large scar that covers most of that, basically.
Okay. Is that your description?
Sorry, once again the thing cut out. Has right now curly blonde hair wrapped up with a golden lock around it, and just is wearing normal military officer's clothes. So yeah.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, as you all convene into the command tent, the majority of Jammy Squad ends up staying outside. Whereas Jammy himself ends up coming in. He has kind of like longer, dark brown hair that's pulled back into a ponytail. And you can see a large scar across across the side of his face where he had been cut by one of the skeletons in that horde. This one is the soldier that had been dropped by the skeletons. The one that had been dropped to the ground that you had helped up, John. By the way, if you want some context for Jammy Squad, there should be a highlight that anyone can view on my Twitch channel of, I believe it's entitled Jammy Squad, 15 injuries and still standing.
Yes.
They got 15 injuries in one session and are still alive.
The bravest of us all.
So then, judging by the mass of crusaders that have gathered outside, I'm assuming you're ready to start this invasion. Well, don't just stand there.
I completely phased out on what you said. I'm sorry.
You ready to start this invasion or not?
I'd say so. We've got countless people behind us. The arsenal and preparation of not only the Crusade itself, but also the Jammer Squad at our side. It's hello also again. Hi, how you doing? Hello. I see no reason to stop and wait.
Right.
Unless there's any like last minute information that's gonna be like super vital for us going in there.
Well, pretty vital to remember, don't die. Might be helpful.
You know, last time I forgot that, so I'm gonna keep that in mind.
As always, very helpful.
Wait. Actually, there's a question. Well, our we the we the Saints aren't frontlining this, right? Like where
No.
are we?
We're gonna stay back.
Oh, okay.
I've discussed and devised a basic plan. And, through our best communications with some Deva, have gotten some word from Origis that it would be unwise for ourselves to go down in there. At least not first. You see, now that we've been blessed by him and all that, kind of radiate holy energy. Fiends are gonna latch onto that, track us down and kill us right quick. I said I had an ally that could help us get down in there. Well, you don't just help us with that. He's also giving us something that our chosen ones can take in for us. A beacon of sorts. It'll open up a rift and allow us to enter wherever that rift is. It happened generally once for each of us. If we manage to make it back, then it's theoretically reusable. Now, if you want to use it to get in the fight yourself earlier, you can. Probably help with a few encounters, but it's gonna draw the crowd towards, so whoever you just helped is gonna have to move out right quick as well. The plan that I've come up with, that I'll now pitch to you. Our chosen ones, along with the army, and Celia here, will go in. Celia, since she wasn't actually chosen as one of the saints, won't give off that aura. Won't be a beacon. Now, from what we've heard, there's a blood war going on between the devils and demons, of course. Right now, our information says that those demons are occupying the devils quite a lot. So it might not last too long. And the more they know about the Crusades, the more a threat they seem to be, the more likely they're going to be calling devils back from the front of that blood war. Going to make our mission a whole lot harder, damn near impossible. So we're going to need to cut through, using the chosen one to lead the army, and Celia to lead the defense. She'll be the marshal. We'll be able to send our tactics through to them from sending stones. That's not going to be continued communication, nor 100% guarantee. These are also kind gift from that man who's helping us. Now to speak of how we're actually entering into it. See down there? He looks down and points to the center of the crater. You follow his finger, and you see... just see a fire, like maybe a bonfire. Like, or even a campfire in size. But, like, it's kind of... rather than... like, it's down there, but it seems to be burning around an object of some sort. That there's a rift. Roughly big enough for one person to coral through at a time. Now that's feeding the wood chipper. Not a great plan. Wood chippers don't exist yet. That's that's feeding the grinder. That's not a good plan. But this wizard friend of mine, Draxigar, he knows a way to open it up. Open it up for a short while, so we can get our armies through. Then, when the mission is successful, he can help us get back out.
So I have just one question then.
Aye.
If this doesn't go our way, then I'm just assuming everything quite literally goes to hell in a handbasket.
Sounds about right. As far as I reckon it, if we mess up, everyone's dead.
Beautiful.
So don't mess up! That
Jolly
easy!
good then.
No, when you put it like that, it sounds
Well,
pretty
lads,
good.
either way, look, we're going on, our ancestors, dead or alive. Onward, tally ho!
That's the spirit! Now let's go meet that wizard. Get him over here. Still in his tower right now. So, let's take a ride up there. We've got some griffins ready to take us up there. It'll be faster than any of our aethermobiles or nothing. So,
Ooh.
let's get going. Yeah, Nikolai begins to walk out of the tent. Of course, there will be more tactics to discuss. Zariel, she doesn't stay put. Her fortress is moving. So we'll have to pin it down. As he turns out of the tent and heads out.
Sean was like, what have you gotten me into? Before Bakar simply laughs with like just a and then continue to follow Sir Nikolai.
Yeah, like as you're doing that, like Jamie like comes up to you and like hits you on the back. Hey! We're gonna do this! We got rid of the skeletons, we'll get rid of a few demons, it's fine.
Sean will look at his squad and start to walk out after Bakar saying, yeah. That's all.
We live!
Sound of
We're...
the griffins.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's the sound of the griffins.
We live, we're heroes. We die. Sorry. We live, we're heroes. We die, we're martyrs and heroes. Win-win. As yeah, Jamie like kind of struts out the door. As he heads to his griffin as well. Does anybody not head to a griffin?
I head to a griffin.
He's gonna do it. Finally get to eat his dog.
Svetlana turns to Gavson like, you really tried to kill me multiple times, and now we're working together, and now you're going to try and kill me again? What is your deal here, old man? Well, the way I see it, if you die, we're both out of each other's hair. And if you die, well, your brother has something to do to Crusade over in Barovia, and I have another chosen one. So, it's a win-win. It's a give and take relationship. It's a love-hate thing. It's a it's a win-lose-lose-win. We're gonna be fine.
As yeah, everyone hops on the griffins and you fly outward. As you fly off towards a neighboring mountain, you see a tall tower that does not look structurally sound, aka a wizard tower. As you fly towards it, you land at the base of the tower. And yes. And you enter into the hall. Up a staircase, you see a doorway that is illuminated. Oh. Likely in his workshop.
Do we go in there?
I don't see why not.
I go in there.
Yep. As you guys enter into the room, it's this room with, like, it's a multi-leveled, like, library, with below there is a bit of a work. One level down, you see a cluttered chamber, illuminated by various objects upon which continual flames burn. You see scurrying around the room is an otter, dressed in a tiny red cloak. The otter mumbles to itself in common, mentioning something about a tuning fork. Suddenly, it takes a notice of you and stands upright. Lulu, wake up! Our guests have arrived! At her name, a small elephant with golden fur appears from under a pile of blankets, near a table strewn with alchemic equipment. The elephant takes to the air on feathery wings, and lets out a pleased trumpet sound.
Oh, this is the best. This is the best right here, right now. Oh my goodness. An otter and an elephant? I can't even begin. Oh my gosh. Okay. Voltaire, like, sticks out a hand and is like, hello, Voltaire Castellaneta. Absolute pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, the otter, like, jumps up onto a table and then, like, puts his small paw around one of your fingers, and then, you feel the motion of him trying to shake your hand, but it doesn't move your hand much.
I'm moving my hand.
Okay,
I think it would help.
Traxador! Here you want to go to hell!
That is indeed our goal.
Good.
For business, not pleasure.
Yeah.
And business is good.
Good.
No.
Good to, not good. You doing bad things in hell.
No, it's very good. It's very good. It is very good. It's murder, everything.
I'm just messing with you. I'm teasing you.
Yeah.
So you folks ready?
Ready as I'll ever be.
I mean, I don't think we're missing anything. I mean, Vigil, are you missing anything? I think I'm alright. Yeah, I think we're... I think we're good to go. Unless, do you have any, like... Are we missing anything? Do you think? What are we doing? I'm panicking now. Because now I'm thinking, what if we did forget something super important?
I don't think we forgot anything, Svetlana.
A bucket of
interrupts.
water.
That's not going to help.
We're going to
Svetlana,
hell.
be
Shut up.
polite. Alright. I think we're all good to go. We just need to actually, do the thing of opening up the rift.
Yeah, I can do that for you. Cast something.
Yeah, something that would actually open up a quite sizable amount.
You saying I couldn't do that?
No.
Are you doubting my magic, Sonny?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not at all, sir.
Good,
Definitely
good.
Not at all.
Never doubt a talking otter. We're like flumps.
Especially
Well,
when...
you see, I've never met a talking otter before, so that's kind of difficult.
Come on, man. Look at him. He's got a little coat on. Of course you can trust him.
I do have a little coat on. It does make me very trustable.
It's very trustworthy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Also, you're taking Lulu with you.
Wait, what?
The elephant?
Yes.
Oh,
Well,
The elephant
the
to
Holophant.
go with us?
Yeah.
oh.
Well, she wants to go with you. Yeah.
We are going. We are crusading not to the Holy Lands. We are crusading to hell.
Yeah.
Fitchel walks up. Oh my gosh, I've been looking. Been looking for this exact opportunity. Let's absolutely. Lulu, hello, hi.
Hello. Hey.
Let's go to hell together.
I'd love to go to hell with you.
Oh, you talk too.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay.
By the way, the first time, actually, what languages does Fitchel speak?
Good question. Let me double check. Fitchel Toxidis speaks Common and Sylvan.
Okay. Fitchel cannot understand Lulu. Lulu is speaking in Celestial, so anyone who speaks Celestial can understand Lulu.
Voltaire understands that.
Yeah.
Oh, the elephant has a little voice.
Okay. So, wait. Can you understand me? She kind of like tilts as she's flying in front of Fitchel's face. Hello?
I can't up here.
She ends up like poking him on the nose with her trunk.
I think we're communicating right here. I think this is I don't know what this is.
Can you understand me now? She speaks in common.
Whoa! Okay. That's pretty rad. Big fan of that.
So is that a yes?
Yes, it is.
Good!
Yes, sorry.
Good.
I forgot to actually respond. I was about to say.
It's okay.
Awesome. So why do you want to go to hell?
I don't really know.
Just felt like it.
Well,
Gaussen turns to the otter. Are you
It's-
absolutely certain of this?
yeah, I'm certain. Certain, fella.
Can she
Huh.
fight?
Fair enough.
Yeah, I can fight. Yeah. Lulu seems more convinced than Trexador.
That is all the confidence that I was looking for. I'm on board.
Sean will get closer to the auto. On a scale of 1 to 10, give me your honest opinion about her and her fighting capabilities.
Hmm. Hmm. Pretty good, actually. Like, like, if 20, or if 10, hey, shut up, dog.
There's a dog here too.
Yes, there's a dog here too. It's very barky. If like 10, right? If 10 is like an archdevil, like a solar angel or some stuff, then she's like a 2.5. Shush. Desmond.
Well, we're mainly
Come
trying to
Don't know
talk about
the
typical.
strength of an archdevil.
Very, very strong.
We're,
I mean, she's.
we're trying to gauge more so, like, you
It-
know, devils, demons.
Fitchell walks
Yeah,
up
she'll-
to Sean and Svetlana, and he's like, hold on, guys. You say it sounds like
gossip.
you don't have enough confidence in yourselves to protect a little flying elephant. Is that what I'm hearing right now?
No, I don't need protection. I'm gonna come with you and I'm gonna be helpful.
You see that? She's gonna be helpful. I don't know if you could actually.
I'm
understand.
sure she will. I'm just trying to assess who should be.
We need to know where
when
position
we
should
get in
be
a
at.
fight. Exactly. Thank you, Svetlana. At least 2 of us are, well, 3 of us
Also,
have a good mind on us.
I found her in the crater.
Huh?
So, like, it's not like, yeah. You know, Holophants are like celestials, right?
Yeah. Wait, elephants are celestials?
Holophants.
Elephant. Oh.
HOLLYPHENT.
Yes, we get it. We get it.
Yes, yes,
Holophants.
yes,
I do now.
yes.
Huh.
yes.
So she has agreed to help us.
Yeah. Well, not agreed. She asked to, so it's not like you're the ones agreeing.
I agree. Sorry, I mean.
Sean, I suggest we just go ahead and agree. We can put her in the. I move over to where Sean is, and I whisper to him, "We can put her somewhere in the rear of the guard where she wouldn't necessarily get hurt so easily."
Yes, but I'd like to know what type of capabilities she has, because we need to have some type of idea what we're getting ourselves into.
I stick my head between your arms. Yeah, I think she has some good capabilities already, since she is a celestial, and those typically are pretty powerful against the helly ones. You know what I'm talking about. Sorry, I'll read the room. I'm backing out. I'm backing out. And I take my head out of the little tiny huddle.
The puddle.
Yes. Get your head out of this otter's puddle.
Okay, no, sorry. Okay, no, sorry. That was funny.
Yeah.
Sorry. All right.
Oh no,
Sean, oh,
Right. Yeah.
God,
So
how is
I do
Sean
agree with that
reacting?
one.
Sean at this point just turns and did Bakan, the other saints, come with us?
Yes.
Okay.
All of the saints and all of the chosen ones are there.
Sean is giving Bakan the largest dead stare. And it's just very obvious. He is mentally screaming, "What have you put me in? What is this?"
let me come with you, okay? I was in the crater. The name Zariel is really familiar. Like, not just like, oh, I know religion familiar. Like, really familiar. Okay? Let me come with you, okay?
How did you end up in the crater?
Oh no. It was just.
Hey, Carl, can I
don't
roll like a
know.
check, like a perception, something like that on this?
To do what?
Get to figure out what the frick she means by familiar.
Yeah,
my
make an
guy.
insight check. Make an
Insight check. There we go. I always forget
yeah.
what it's called.
You don't remember much. Amnesia and all that. Something. Memory's kind of haywire.
What, like a concussion?
Sort of, but like,
Well,
not. Like, she doesn't remember stuff, but like, very long term. Like anything. Like, real bad
All
stuff, yeah.
so
Now what she
Carl,
does remember, she remembers it, and it's right. Know that much.
I got
Okay.
I got a 3 on that one, Carl. Gosh, someone kill me now.
Yeah, you don't really know what she means by that.
Yeah, okay. Now I would like to make a perception check.
To do what?
See if she's telling the truth. That's all, buddy.
You
And the
already made your
honors.
insight check, and that's
Yeah.
an insight check. You already tried to read her, and you're not really getting a read.
Can I read the otter then?
I mean, sure, yeah. Make an insight check
Alright.
to see what the otter is kind of being at.
Gosh, freaking dang it, 8.
Yeah. I mean,
That's an otter.
like, they're saying what they're saying. They don't look like they're hiding anything.
Do otters have facial expressions?
This one does, yes.
Or
It also has like very bushy eyebrows and what looks like it should be a beard.
Fantastic.
okay.
No, this is the most like
Wait, no, wait a second.
old
wait.
wizard-looking
I-
otter you have ever seen.
I did it wrong. I forgot my.
Well, it's
my
too late.
freaking
Mistakes are
perception.
like
Dang
that's
it,
still stuck with it.
Frick.
Yep. All mistakes, unless they are caught immediately, maintained.
Ah, frick. Well.
Um.
Dang it.
I want to look
Screw
at.
you,
You
brain.
said her name is Lulu.
Yes, Lulu.
Okay. I want to look at Lulu.
Hey, Jasmine.
Does she? With just looking at her, does it look like she could hold her own in at least a 1v1?
Does she? Hmm. Make an insight check.
8.
Oh,
What would you assume?
What would I?
This is so what would you assume? This is like a like a 3-foot tall flying golden furred elephant. Or like
I have.
3 and 2/3 or something. Like, yeah, she's between 3 and 4 feet tall.
Okay, but she's still an elephant.
Yes, she is still an elephant. She has tusks. Yeah.
everything I learn about Lulu gets better and better.
Alright,
Tom
so.
is attempting to gauge this furry floating elephant,
Yeah.
and it's hurting his brain trying to gauge this creature's fighting capability.
What
so
are you?
Svetlana puts a hand on Sean's shoulder, puts leans into whisper and puts like her mouth. Wait a second. Puts her like
Huh?
hand open. Wait, wait. Puts her hand over her mouth and says, "Listen, if she dies, we can use her tusks as weapons. So either way, this can work."
Please refrain from saying something like that until after something like that has happened.
Can Voltaire with
By the way, I sent a picture through the chat.
Oh, that much fun.
lovely?
Yes.
She looks like a little baby mammoth.
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
Hey Carl, my guy, those are not really tusks, my guy. Those are stubs.
No, so her tusks are actually longer.
Oh, okay.
That art isn't like the best, but no, like she does have significant tusks.
A little pink and pink and blue hair, tufts on her head and tail.
Yeah, but her tusks are like, they're not massive, right? They're not like a full-grown elephant's, but like they're like even proportionally. But they are like, they're like dagger-sized tusks, probably.
Oh. Mouth daggers. The greatest weapon on a first date.
Sean at this point takes this time to turn and walk over to stand next to Bakar, but is facing away from everyone else. And seems to be having some conversation or mutters something to Bakar. Bakar then
Svetlana.
places one of his fairly large hands on Sean's shoulder and looks to him and says, "I've got you covered." You see Sean kind of sag his shoulders as you assume he's sighing, maybe, before he turns around and says, "All right, let's go. We'll take the elephant."
Yes, yay! Thank you. Figure this out.
Svetlana kind of shoots a smirk at Govson, and Govson kind of shoots a smirk back.
Can Voltaire do an Arcana check to see, like, just to see if he knows anything specific about Hollyphants? And like,
Sure, yeah.
ability-wise.
I'm gonna say make a religion
Oh, okay.
check. Because you haven't done enough extra planar stuff for it to be like nature or anything like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so intelligence, religion.
Oh, wait. Roll 20. Not D&D. Beyond. Roll 1d20 plus 5. 11.
Okay.
Very
Yes.
middling information.
So you know that holophants are like, you swear that there's more to holophants than what Lulu currently looks like. She doesn't, something off. Like she's not the full package or something like that.
Okay.
But you can't place what it is, what you're thinking of. Actually, wait, no, sorry. The character art the art that I had sent before isn't technically correct. I actually found some more official that was better, and apparently it's just too high resolution to send over Discord. So I'll send it to you guys later.
Screenshot of it.
That's true, yes. But yeah, continue. Yeah, so that's kind of what you know is is that it's a little bit like there's more to Holophants than just simply this golden furry little flying elephant.
The crater she was found in, what caused that crater again? Was that the big fire spout?
Yes, that was the big fire spout.
Okay.
Which, judging by the fact that there's a small fire at the bottom of the crater, you can guess that big fire spout was probably a hell portal.
Gotcha. So Voltaire says, just kind of pulling in the chosen ones. Okay, here's what I know. Lulu is, perhaps premature. She seems either maybe young or maybe not fully manifested her abilities. Something of the sort. But since she came from the crater and she's familiar with the names, Ariel, because she's a celestial, my immediate hypothesis is that Lulu was already going to Zariel, and that like somehow she got sent back, and maybe that undid some of her power stamina, and maybe even wiped a bit of her memory, something like along those lines. With that said, it probably stands to reason that the more familiar and she becomes with her surroundings, and the more memory she gains going back through Avernus, it's more than likely that her power, her strength, and her form will further manifest itself along with memory. So, what I'm saying is, you guys got a bit of a gold mine here. There's so much potential in that little elephant.
As long as that potential doesn't come back at us, I'll let it come.
Good man. Svetlana?
As long as the potential doesn't end up getting all of us killed, then so be it. It should come with us.
Fitchel?
I'm gonna make her a little hat out of demon skin.
Great. Okay. Not what I asked, but okay. Cool. So it sounds like we're all set to take a tiny flying elephant with us. Into heck.
That sounds fine to me.
I cannot emphasize this enough. A tiny flying golden elephant going into a hell march with us. And that's just swell. Let's please take care of each other.
Well, should we get that hell march underway?
Yep, let's go. Let's do it. I'm ready.
Right then.
Dredgen, sorry.
Let's get on with it.
Yeah. So you fly with the wizard Traxigar back to the crater that was El Terrell. And as you fly down, the bells are tolled. And the army, Crusade, into Avernus, begins to march down the crater. It's the small fire that you are now gathered. The saints, however, are not near the fire. You are standing up at the command tent, overlooking the armies passing around you, below you, down towards the crater, as your chosen ones, along with Lulu the Holophant, stand ready to enter hell. Okay then. Okay. The otter begins to run around with a piece of chalk and, like, draw things around the portal. Is there anything you want to say while you're waiting for him to cast the spell?
What are you? Hey, what? Don't stop! But what are you drawing?
Magic!
Awesome.
Sean will take this time to check his gear.
And...
I'm.
Yes? Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm also going through
Yeah.
my like alchemist supplies and things like that.
Yeah, done! Okay. As you see, like, magic begin to, like, the runes that he drew are beginning to glow as he, like, has pulled out this book and is, like, standing in front of his book with his arms up. As magic begins to draw out of him, and this is a tough one, alright? As the fire begins to grow. Then you see that it is in fact a ring of fire, and through that, you can see a city. City burning. Devils flying around it. People fighting against devils. As it begins to expand more and more. Now is when the Chosen Ones take off on their griffins, and Holophant and Lulu with you flies up towards the top as the Crusade begins to march forward. You hear from the distance, as then a wave of magical energy pulses against the portal as it rapidly expands to the size of the crater as the Crusade, as you hear the Saints, Nikolai and the others, yelling, charge, as the Crusade begins to charge through the portal into Avernus. As you see that, you begin to fly forward on the griffins, Lulu heading with you as you enter through. As you enter through the portal. The Crusades charging below you. The knights, the foot soldiers, and Gallant Company Q rushing forward. As you begin to dive through the portal and over the city of El Terrell. You see the whole city burning. And you see the forces fighting against devils that are currently charging at the city. And you see, around the edges of the city are massive chains. 8 massive chains tethering down the city with spikes down to massive red and hot iron pillars in the floor of Avernus. A massive chasm has opened up through the city of El Terrell, leaving only 2 land bridges connecting the 2 halves of the city together. The El Terrell castle is left partially in ruins, but not undefended, as the whole armies of El Terrell are still holding defensive, though they are in a bad way. They have been waiting months for reinforcements. praying that it might come. Though you took your sweet time, you're finally here. Through the wind, through the flames, through the screaming of the charging crusaders, the howling back of the devils, you hear Lulu say, "Victory! Victory was within our grasp! We can do it this time!" As she dives down towards the city. And that is where we are going to end the first session of Crusade into Avernus. As you have entered into that layer of Avernus to try to help the crumbling city of El Terrell. Riding down with Lulu, all of your chosen ones, and Celia. Thank you all for playing. And thank you all for watching. Until the next episode, farewell.